All right. I've been getting this topic requested by some of my WhatsApp group members for quite some time, and it's with regards to office politics. Okay. So they've been asking, how can I handle office politics? Or, it's affecting my health mentally, physically. Some of them are like, "Yeah, I don't feel like going to work." All right. So they wanted some doable strategies. Now, I'm going to share with you my experience and also see, one is, if you don't have experience you can't talk about it. Okay, so that is one. The second one is, I've always consulted people who are wiser than me, who have more experience than me, who have been there and who have risen to the top. And how did they do it? Because the minute people see you as a threat, they see you as someone who is going to get promotion or who's going to succeed. That is where you become the enemy of others. If you're a guy who's just not doing anything and doesn't care and is not a threat to anyone, nobody is bothered. But the minute they know that, oh, he is getting praise from the management, recognition, he's going to get a promotion, then people come together and say, this is our common enemy. It's like the crab mentality. Crabs, you put them in a bucket, and when they're trying to climb up, the other crab tries to hold them and pull them down. Okay, so these I've around 12 or 13 points. So just see which point helps you, and if you have any points of wisdom, feel free and comment down below, because it would really help. See, the first thing is, in any company, there is already a culture. There is already there's a particular dynamic that is already there, and you have different, just like India, no? You have different states, and you have different political parties and different affiliations. In the same way, in a company there are different groups. There is a group, it can be based on various things. It can be based on, okay, they are from one particular part of India, yeah, or they came from the same company, they joined this company, or they have been working with the manager for X number of years and they are the big honchos. Or it can even be that, let's say, for example, the owner of the company, he has two, three favorite guys of his, and those two, three guys have their favorites. So it goes like a grapevine. All right. So it's all about you understanding the dynamics, the regions, the groups. Okay. It's already there. It's not like you're going there and going to create one. And always remember, it takes time to build friendships, relationships, loyalties, or even if they are fake relationships, it takes time. And I can assure you this much by all my experiences: no matter how nice you are, no matter how good you are, no matter how transparent you can be, the loyalty will always be selfish. Okay, they will see what is in their best interest. So, for example, I'll give you my example. I was in this company where I was appointed on a senior management position, and has to really take care of the employees, the managers, the team leaders, and the people below them. The owner had his style of really abusing these guys and making them come on time, sign on time. If they're late by 1 minute or 5 minutes, they'll deduct their salaries and all that. So I took a very when he appointed me, I took a very laid back approach, and I told those guys, as long as you achieve the targets, I don't mind what time you sign in. Okay, just coming there and showing your face and you're half sleepy, or you went to drop your children and you're under stress, to get back to office. I don't want. I just want you to achieve the target. And I put around 10% more. And they used to achieve their targets. I used to take them out, spend time with them. It was a great relationship. And, it became so close where they would even say that, so until you come, we're not having lunch. You come and then we'll have lunch. So very close to them. But eventually me and the owner had an ego clash. And I decided to resign from the company. And lo and behold, I was at least expecting these guys to give me a decent send off, or if not send off, at least, like like I invited them for like a goodbye kind of a dinner. To my surprise, nobody turned up. Well, I don't blame them. They were afraid of their jobs. That is number one. Nobody turned up. And later on, I found out that the people I helped went and bitched about me to the boss to get into his good books. Imagine the people I did things for, as to buy them gifts, as to buy them lunch, as to take care of them. So that time I took it very personally. But now when I look back, I realize, the loyalty is all towards what benefits them. So understand this much, okay? So the first point is you need to understand the landscape, you need to understand the power play, and most important is if you are someone who's bright, someone who is noticed by the management, someone who is a potential to climb up the ladder, get more salary, bonuses, or positions, or you're like the darling of the company, then yes, people will gang up together against you because it's always either you're part of the management or you're part of the workers' union, as they say. The second thing I would advise everyone is remember why you got the job in the first place. You didn't get the job for sucking up to the boss or for, being good at office politics. You got the job because you're supposed to deliver, uh, you know, certain targets or you're expected to meet certain deadlines or you have deliverables. So as long as you focus on doing your job correctly, and yes, if you can do more than that and impress the management, nobody can touch you. But if, on the other hand, you're just like everyone else, okay, just average, and you tend to give more than what you're contributing, you give them a headache, then they will terminate you because they don't want. He gives us 100 in terms of contribution, but his headache to manage him is 150 or 200. Then they would say, I might as well get someone who contributes, let's say, 80, but is zero headache. You get what I'm saying? So nobody wants a high performer but high headache because end of the day, as it is, the job is very stressful. They don't want more stress. Okay. So you need to be very clear on why you got the job, what have they appointed you for, deliver, and go way above the call of duty, and then you'll always be in the good books. Because I've had moments where there were some difficult employees, but they were the star performers, so the owners never wanted to terminate them. Okay. Number three is if you're not the type who enjoys office politics, which majority of us don't, we feel we don't, but some do get involved. Then there are only two things I'll tell you here. One is keep a healthy distance. In the sense, don't if you come to office early, don't hang out in the pantry and sit and talk to. Hey, what did you do? Hey, how was your weekend? And just take your coffee and go sit in your cubicle and focus on doing your work. And during lunchtime, don't hang out with the guys and sit and talk to them. Hey, you know what happened and this and that. Because when you start getting friendly, obviously they will bring up things of the office. And then you can't say, see, listen, I don't discuss. It becomes very awkward. As you get closer to people, the office tales come out. That is why people who are married and have priorities, like they have to pick their children on time, especially ladies, though they are gossipy, but if a woman has to leave the office on time and go pick up her children and doesn't have time to breathe, then she's not going to sit and chit chat with you. That is why those who are single, youngsters who like hanging out and all that, stories get carried away. And if you're the type who does hang out with the management, let's say you're a young chap in his 20s and you want to hang out with the big dogs, the 40, 50-year olds, the managers and all that, then go there and keep your mouth shut. They can laugh at you, they can joke at your expense, whatever. Just keep your mouth shut. Just listen to what they say, and that's about it. And anyone asks you, hey, what did he say? What did she say? Just say, so nothing, Be very diplomatic because remember, what you say in good faith can, actually backfire. All right. Keep this much in mind. Many people extract information and then they can use it against you for their benefit. Okay, so keep a healthy distance. That's always important. The best thing is the other office colleagues, Just work there, put your head down, get the job done. Outside office work, don't keep those relationships, because these people, they will not care about you you know, once you're no longer with that company. Always keep that in mind. Number four is be very careful with your communication. Know what to say and how to say it. Be careful with your tone. Be careful with how you say things. And, I always tell people that think, for instance, the guy was, you know, a king of a country or someone very great. So just keep it respectful. I'm not saying say yes sir, no sir, and bow your head and crawl on the ground and let him stomp all over you. Don't do that, because if you do that, then everyone will love to stomp on top of you, especially if it's Indian management. Okay, so I'm not saying that be arrogant. Neither am I saying be a carpet for them to wipe their dirty feet. Obviously, if especially if it's an Indian culture, you're 20 years old and the person is senior and 50, you can't say, "Hey, Shankar," you know. You might have to say Shankar sir or Shankar ji, or kind of give that respect. But keep your self-respect also. That's all I'm saying. And if in case they are strict or they're shouting and all that, don't start barking and tell, "Hey, listen, I can't take this shit," and all that. Then you'll be thrown out. Okay, or they'll make your life miserable. Number five is this is very important. Whenever anyone tells you to do something, or um, there's something related to work and you're not too sure, it's always good to take it in writing. Let's say someone tells you, "Listen, I want that database," and instructions have been given that you cannot give this database without permission. Then explicitly tell him. You don't need to be afraid. Just tell him, "Sir, can you give it to me officially in writing? Because I've been authorized not to give this. So if you can give it to me in writing, sir, I have a record. Because if tomorrow the management asks me, sir, and if he screams and shouts and says, 'You better give me,' and this and that, make sure that you know the rules of the company. Because end of the day, if someone is your senior and you're the junior, maybe he will be reprimanded, but he will make your life miserable after that. So best just and sometimes you might even lose your job. So make sure everything is taken down in writing, and keep documentation of everything that is going on, because it's not about ISO and all that. It's all about having evidence to cover your ass. Okay. So someone tells you, "Okay, you do this job, and it's supposed to be done by him," and he's telling you, just send him an official mail or whatever. Just say, "Please give it to me in writing." It'll always help. And when in doubt, always take the guidance of your senior manager. Seriously, because maybe you're not aware of the protocol. Number six, even if you're getting close to your boss, just keep that in mind, is the more you open up to the boss, the more your boss knows your secrets. So try to stay neutral as possible. Allow the boss to open up and share everything to you. Don't carry those tales, okay, with anyone else. Let it go and let it stay with you, okay? And if the boss asks you, "What did she say? What did he say?" and all that, always just keep neutral, because just think, for example, there's a hidden camera here that is recording what you're saying. So be careful. Number eight is, no, number seven. You need to know the boundaries, okay? Don't get too close to anyone. Don't be too pally. Don't forget your place. Remember, if someone is maybe, let's say, he knows the owner very closely, but nobody can tolerate that person. Now, if you get into a hassle with him, the owner may take his side even if you're wrong. So just make sure you know where you stand, because if you join the company as new, maybe they can dispose of you, but they can't dispose of the other person. So understand, your place, and always keep in mind you can be the number one performer, but end of the day, uh, even though organizations run on results and practical, what you're supposed to give them, but in the end, these people who are taking decisions are emotional human beings. So emotions override everything else. Number eight is seek alliances very carefully. Remember, if you're close with someone and you're noticed with someone, don't think others have not noticed it. So just be careful who you're having an alliance with, who you're spending more time with, who's your mentor. And it's always best to have the top number one boss have his hand on top of you always. I used to always follow a policy where I was closest to the owner. So I've done that in almost all majority of all the organizations I worked. I had a way with words, I had a way with doing things, so the owners would really love me. But yeah, if you're close to the owner, the lower guys will hate you. But that didn't matter because the owner was always protecting me. Uh, Also, be careful if sometimes the owner is close to you, nice to you, but if he asks you to start spying on others, that can be a little bit of a problem because just be careful if he is asking, what is he asking you to do, legal or illegal? And if he's asking you to do something that is not legal, uh, it can, in a day of social media, it can backfire big time. So if you're not comfortable, be straight up and says, I'm not comfortable doing that. I can't do this. It's always good to be that way. Number 9 is know when to be silent. Okay. No, it's always the golden rule is silence because if you didn't say a word, nobody can use it against you. The second best rule is no, when in doubt, keep it out. Means if you're not sure, don't say it or do it. And the third best advice is know when to talk, know how to talk, and know with whom to talk. Okay. So this is really deep what I've shared with you. Focus on what I've said. Okay. Remember, the first one is total silence. Second one is when you're in doubt, keep it out. Third one is know when to talk, uh, whom to talk to, and how to talk. Okay, very important. Number 10 is there are times where you lose your cool. There are times where your blood will boil. There are times where you get pissed off. Sometimes you might have a terrible fight with someone, but then you have to work with them the next day. So obviously, it'll show that you're hurting. Uh, but over here, don't let your emotions make you react. Be the three C's: cool, calm, and composed. Okay. Um, and yeah, if I could give you one extra point, let's put that as point number 11 is never show your emotions and feelings. Because if you react, it shows your weakness. If someone can get you angry, if someone can get you to react, then everyone's watching. And even if you're correct, but you burst out crying or you start shouting and all that, people, they'll identify you as a person who's not good enough to be a leader. You might see shows online, reality shows where the boss is screaming and shouting. That's only online. In the real world, the person who is like cool, calm, composed, he's the man. So don't show your emotions. Number 12 is if you decide to go in for a fight or you decide to have a battle, I just tell people choose your battles wisely. Okay, with all my clients, I tell them be careful who you're going to fight with. Okay, and understand your enemy. I think it was that what art of war, right? What are the resources your enemy has? Ask yourself: are you richer than that person, or the person is more richer than you? Do you have more contacts than that person, or that person has more contacts than you? Who will lose more? There are some, like example in UAE, sometimes there are these Emiratis and they are very young and there are the senior people. I had this client who was a senior, the Emirati was young and he disrespected him and he wanted to put him in his place. But now UAE supports the Emirati. He's a local, he's an Arab, he's a Muslim. So even if you're senior most, it was a multinational company run by the government. I told him that you have, he has all the aces, you don't. So better not get into it. So even though it was embarrassing, even though he got insulted and humiliated by everyone, I asked him to choose his battles wisely. He chose not to fight with him. But yes, eventually I did when he couldn't. He found it unbearable to work there. He resigned and chose a better job. So that took time. That does take time. Okay. So always choose your battles wisely, because sometimes if you fight, even if the person is an asshole, you fight with that person and you're right, you can be given the wrong end of the stick. And a final point number 13 is, my boss used to say this, once you bow and arrow, you shoot the arrow, you can't make the arrow come back. Once it's shot, it's shot. So remember, whatever you say, whatever you do, once it's done, it cannot be undone. So sometimes it's better not to do it. So whatever it is, think 100 times and keep this very much in your head. It's always good to delay something than to act impulsively. And I think it sums it up best with how my boss said it. Bullet, one shot, can never be taken back. So these are some of the tips which I believe would help you guys in terms of office politics. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you find this helpful? Do you have any questions? And if you have something to contribute, please do comment down below. And yeah, one last thing I'll give you as a bonus. Be very aware of the laws of the country, the laws of the company, and what is in the fine print. Because end of the day, when things go south, that's the only thing, the legal document, the laws of the country, the laws of the company, which you have signed and got it stamped, that will hold good in the court of law. And as far as possible, avoid things going out of hand. There are some people who just are jobless, who don't mind taking you to court and making sure life gets destroyed. Trust me, it's not worth it. Sometimes just wash your hand, instead of throwing a stone in the gutter and letting the water spill all over you. Better to just say, okay, I take a loss in this. Long term, you'll be the winner. They'll always be in the same shit in the gutter, in the sewage. Remember that much. So sometimes you should be the better man. All right. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is me signing off. You guys take care. Yeah. Bye.